So it's my favourite time of the month, payday, and so I thought today I would do a payday routine video. I had done one of these over a year ago now. Sorry if you hear noise in the background, by the way, my son is playing in his Moses basket. But I recorded one of these about a year ago now, and I thought I would do an update one for two reasons. First of all, people seem to enjoy this video, and second of all, payday is looking a little bit different for me right now, considering I'm on maternity leave. So if you're interested to know how the maternity leave and maternity pay is working for me, then I've got a playlist all about that. But at the end of this video as well, I will focus specifically on maternity pay and kind of the things that I have to change now as a result of reduced pay. But I'm excited today to go through this routine with you once again. So first things first, when it comes to payday, I genuinely believe that you need to set yourself up for success. So whether payday is a great day for you because you're excited of the money that's going to hit your account, or whether it's a stressful day for you because you are thinking, how am I going to make this stretch throughout another month, then I think it's really important to set yourself up a good scene, a good environment where you feel comfortable and ready to tackle your finances. So for me, it most likely includes me sitting in my kitchen, which is my happy place, and making a cup of tea or a cup of coffee. So let's start with that. Yes, I have sugar in my tea, don't judge me. Okay, so now my tea is made, I'm ready to get to business. So generally speaking, to be very honest with you, I don't check my pay slips every single month because it's always the same. So I never look to see if I've been paid correctly because I know what's coming, I know what the pay slip is going to say, like the back of my hand. So it's a step that I don't really take. However, right now, because I am on maternity leave, my pay is fluctuating month by month. So it is a practice that I've gotten into now to check my pay slip to make sure things look okay. So that'll be the first thing that you should do if your pay varies month to month. But if not, you can probably just get right to your budgeting. So I am someone who personally budgets out anywhere from 6 months to a year in advance, which may seem a bit overkill, and I totally understand if that's not your cup of tea, literally. But for me, it just helps me kind of forecast for what's going to happen in the next 6 months to a year, and it helps me to plan my financial goals and anything that I really have planned for the year. So in my budget spreadsheet, I have the income column, so I put in my income and my husband's income, and then any additional income that's outside of our 9-to-5 jobs. So for me, that could be side hustles that I do related to this YouTube channel, or prolific or anything like that. But I have a whole playlist on side hustles that I was really working on about a year ago before I fell pregnant. And so if you're looking for some kind of inspiration or ideas in terms of side hustles, then do check out that playlist, which is linked below. And one thing I found particularly helpful is to write comments in the spreadsheet itself. So sometimes throughout the month, there's something that I remember, or I change an amount in a category for a specific reason, and I may not remember when it comes to the end of the month. So I literally just write a little comment so that I can look back when it comes to going through my finances and sorting them out on payday. I know why I've changed that, or I know what I need to do. So once I've checked the comments and I make sure that the amount of money is correct and that's all of the income is correct in the budget spreadsheet, then I can start working through the rest of the budget. So the budget method that I personally use is a zero-based budget method. So basically every pound and every penny has a place. So at the end of the spreadsheet, it should say 0 because every pound should be spent, or not spent, but every pound should go to a category. It just helps you tell your money exactly where it's going. And for me, this has really been a life changer because I used to get paid, and even though I knew I had, you know, the bills coming out, the rest of the money that was in my account, I kind of just let the month play out to see what would happen. But then I changed my strategy, not just to let my money kind of do what it does by the end of the month, because what I found was that I never had enough money to get me through the month. And I would really be confused and question where in the world my money went. So I would literally sit there and go through my transactions and think, when did I spend that? Like, when did that happen? So now by having it all laid out for me before the money even hits my account. I know exactly where everything is going. So I don't get to the end of the month and wonder what happened to my money. I know exactly where it went, and I know that my priorities and my money goals have also been addressed as well. Another thing that I make sure to do is that on the day I get paid, all of the money shifting happens on that same day. So sometimes I used to leave it in my account and just leave it there for a couple of days just because it looked pretty and I just wanted to see that amount of money in my account. But I've realized now that that actually isn't an effective way to budget, because you see all that money and sometimes you spend, because you see you've got a decent sized balance, you're going to spend more than you should or than you usually would because you think you have that extra money, but you don't. You still have your bills, you still have hopefully savings that you're putting money towards or different money goals. So now on the day of, I can't recommend it enough, get all that money shifted as soon as that money hits your account. Okay, so I've got the essentials first. So now that I've checked everything, I've seen the balance hit my account, and I need to tackle the essentials. So for us, that's our mortgage, our utility bills, broadband and our TV package, council tax, TV license, etc. So all of those bills, oh, and groceries. So those are the essentials. So basically everything to keep the roof over our head and to keep food in our fridge or a freezer. Those are the essentials. Oh, and now that we have a baby, of course, making sure that he's got everything he needs, formula, nappies, wipes, extra clothes if he needs it, whatever he needs, that also comes under essentials. Now, because my husband is self-employed, we get paid into separate accounts. It just makes things just much more cleaner. If we got paid into the same account, it would be really messy. So my salary goes into my personal account and his salary goes into his personal account. And so what we do have then is a joint account all of our bills come out of. So as I just said, everything that is essentials, everything comes out of there. So we both put money into that account and then all of our bills get paid. So I'm going to do that step right now. The next thing that we tackle are the Monzo pots. So these I still live by. I've got 2 videos on it and couldn't recommend it enough. And also, I didn't even realise this until the other day, but I've got a referral link for Monzo that anyone can have. Anyone can get a Monzo referral link. So if you don't have a Monzo account and you're thinking about it, then from the link below, if you sign up using it, then you get £5 and I get £5. But if you do end up using that link, then thank you so much in advance. So the pots that I have are birthdays, holidays, Christmas, house insurance, fun money, car insurance, tithe and offering or giving, takeaways, pampering, baby fund, fireplace, that's because I'm saving up towards a fireplace that I really want, fuel, and then my husband has some additional ones for like car stuff like servicing and MOTs. I think he has another one, but every single month all of these pots get money allocated to them. So I'm now going to just shift money from my current account to Monzo so that I can put them in my pots. Oh, I love that sound. When money transfers over to Monzo, that is just the best sound. Or money comes into Monzo, love it. So yeah, again, I still live by that, swear by it. It's the best method for me to keep my finances organised into categories. Then the next thing that we tackle are savings, investments and debts. So savings, right now, that is, really saving towards this year because of me being on maternity leave, because of me being on reduced pay. So it's just making sure that we've got enough money to take us throughout the year. Now, the next things that I tend to do in the payday routine is not something that you necessarily need to do every single month, but it's something that I enjoy, so I do it. So the first thing that I do is I update my net worth statement. So I just like to see how it changes over the months and over the years. So this is something that I do, but again, this is not something that needs to be done monthly. A lot of people do it on a yearly basis, and that is totally fine. But in my spreadsheet, I have a sheet for that in case you want to update it on a monthly basis. Lastly, another thing that I like to do is just to check the balances that I've got in various savings or investments or Monzo pots against my goals or commitments. So with my Monzo pots, a lot of them are for annual expenses. So for instance, my house insurance or car insurance is paid on an annual basis because it works out cheaper. So just make sure that what I've got in the pots is correct, is the right amount for when it's time to do the annual renewal. So an example of this is I've just checked what our car insurance will be coming up, just done a quote to get an idea of what it would be, and it was slightly higher than what I expected it to be, only because I have changed cars, and so now I need to kind of up my car insurance pot money because yeah, it's going to be a bit more expensive than anticipated. So that is something that I like to do, just double check that I'm in alignment with my goals and my financial commitments, and I'm going to achieve what I need to achieve. Now, in terms of maternity pay, so I've already done a video on the first maternity pay that I had received and how I kind of divvied it up, what was different from usual. And so today I'll talk about months 2 and 3 because I kind of missed a month. And yeah, kind of how that's looked. So my pay for those months have been 50% of my pay plus SMP, and SMP is currently £626 a month, and I think it's going up to 644 in April a month, but it's not a lot of money. And yeah, I don't really know how people survive on just statutory maternity pay. If that was the entire maternity package that I was receiving, just statutory maternity pay, I definitely wouldn't have been able to take as long for maternity leave. So I could probably take 8 or 9 months. I don't even know if I could have taken that. But yeah, I think it's really important as a woman to work for a company where you are getting some kind of enhanced maternity pay package because to go from what your salary is to something like that, unless your salary is close to that, then it is a drastic change. But at least for now, I get 50% of my pay plus SMP, and that's what I will get for about 6 months. So what this has meant is that I can still afford to cover all my bills. So all my bills are still getting covered, thankfully. But all it does mean is that there's a little less wiggle room for some of the extras. So one of the categories that I had to reduce for this month is the fun money budget category. So of course, this is very much a nice to have. We usually put aside £400 a month for fun money between my husband and I. He's not really a spender, so it's more for me, but that money is there just to do what we want with. But that has reduced from £400 a month to £250 a month. So that's £150 less we have for fun money now because, as I said, my pay has reduced to 50%. Also, no money went into investments for both month 2 and 3, apart from our son's investments. So he gets £50 put in a month into his investments. We plan to do that from now until he's 18. He's only 9 weeks old. But yeah, and also any money that he receives also goes into his investment account. So that was still done, but apart from that, no money went into our stocks and share ISAs for these 2 last paydays, but instead money went into savings. So for instance, this month £1,000 went into a savings pot in order to cover us later on when my salary goes down to just SMP, or even at some point it's going to go down to nothing at all. But the good thing about these last 2 months, so January and February, are months that we don't have council tax. So that is usually around £165 a month, but we didn't have to pay that for January and February because we pay our council tax in 10 months, so we get a 2-month break. And the other area that we also cut down on this month was our takeaway budget. So usually that is £100 and we cut it down by £25 to £75. Later on in the year, maybe that will have to go to 0 some months and we just eat at home and we don't order out. I don't know, we'll see how things go. But again, really the focus is on kind of those extras, scaling back on some of those extras. So that's kind of what we did for this month. Apart from that, everything, because I said all the bills were still paid, all the Monzo pots were still filled, and we still have a bit of extra money to do fun things with. So it's not all doom and gloom, but again, yeah, thank God for an enhanced maternity pay package. Otherwise things would look a lot different. So that is it for today's video. I hope you've enjoyed the routine and me just talking through what I'm doing in terms of my pay as things have changed. And if you're interested in more videos like this, then I've got a whole playlist on videos on budgeting and all sorts of things. So check that down below. Enjoy watching the videos and I look forward to seeing you in the next video real soon.